That thing touched me so much. My mother thinks about me this late, early hours of the morning with the sister. I said, no, I can't go with you. I want to visit. Let me go and drink 2 bottles. Then I'll come and join you. And I'll tell you, after the service, I forgot to collect that beer. Till I reached home, my sister's place. That's when I realized that I left my beer there. I rushed to go and pick it. But I failed to drink that beer. This is the time to delight in him.
Today I'm privileged to meet with a very old man, full of wisdom and experience, and he has something to share with us. Good afternoon, Brother Mainz.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. Yes, you are welcome. So I know there's a lot that you want to unpack for us, but I want us to start from your childhood. Tell us about yourself and childhood.
I'm a boy born in Monze, in Buyangwa, in a rural setting.
Okay.
I spent my life looking after animals.
Okay.
I was privileged. My father sent me to school.
Okay.
I went to school at a tender age. I went at the boarding school. Most of my life I spent in a boarding school.
Okay.
All my life at school, I could go to school for boarding school, then I come at home and attend to animals, assisting my parents in farming. My father was a very good farmer, a very big rancher. He kept a lot of animals. And hence, even me, I carried from him. I'm also a good rancher now. No, you are welcome. You can. I have a good number, a good number at Boran and Brahmanan holes. Okay. You can have one.
Okay.
Yes.
So when we were chatting earlier on, you mentioned of something that is very particular to our talk today. I want you to talk about this.
You know, as I was growing, my parents, my mother was a student. She's a serious SDS member. She was a doctor's mother. My father, he wasn't a Christian. But he used to, on Saturday we are not working. My mother was a Seventh-day Adventist. On Saturday we are not working. Even the father could not send her to work. So Saturday for us, personally me, when I went to school, I learned bad habits. I started drinking and smoking. Okay. Through peer pressure, I started a lot of things. Most people, as they see me, some they can know me, who I was. Okay. I can't even say, no, this is the man. But my life changed when I finished school. When I came back 2 years after, I went to Everett Horn College. When I was at school at Everett Horn, the first semester when we closed, I went home. I was still drinking. When I went, it was during rainy season. My mother, early in the morning, I went to get some ropes to tie some animals from my mother's house. As I entered my mother's house, I heard a voice. Why my mother this time is talking? It's maybe what is happening? I went in, I heard my mother praying and mentioning my name. That thing touched me so much. My mother thinks about me this late, early hours of the morning. She's talking to God about me stopping drinking. That surprised me so much. It started disturbing my life. Always I was thinking about it. When I look at my mother, she never saw me. She never heard me getting those ropes. I just went and picked them. She remained praying. So that thing made my life, it started eating me in my life. Why, my mother? All this time, she doesn't tell me to stop drinking, but she spends all her time praying to me, to God, asking God for me to stop drinking. I continued drinking for another 3-4 years too.
But now that you've mentioned that there's this part where you saw mom praying for you, how did this all turn around? Like you mentioned, you continued to drink even some years.
Yeah, even if I was drinking that time, when I heard mother praying, I had a lot of respect for mother. Any day tells me, let's go to church, I could follow. What happened one day, I came to Lusaka, I had my older sister, who is the late now. My late sister invited me to church. I said, no, we have a crusade, can you come to church? Then I went to my elder sister. I said, no, I can't go with you. I want to visit, let me go and drink 2 bottles, then I'll come and join you. Then my elder sister said, no, I can even buy you beers. So long you promise me that we can go to church. And my cousins, Maple and Messi, they came also, they were interested. They bought me beers. And we went to church. It was a week of prayer at Thorn Park STA Church. I left my 2 bottles by the shrub near to the church. I went in the church. The first day the preacher preached, And the preacher, the sermon the preacher gave, it's as if he was talking to me.
Alone.
The day after the service, I forgot to collect that beer. Till I reached home, my sister's place. That's when I realized that I left my beer there. I rushed to go and pick it, but I failed to drink that beer. The third day, I got interested. I went again to the same week of prayer. My sister encouraged me, my cousin, and my sister and my cousin encouraged me. I went there. The preacher preached. Now it was like he's just talking face to face with me. He was talking about Samuel, the birth of Samuel. That story touched me. It moved me, and I gave myself to Christ. That was my starting point.
That was obviously how everything changed.
That's how everything changed.
Now looking at here where you are, what has helped you to be here now?
What has helped me much to be in the Church of God? When you join sometimes when you come into church, we are not even converted. When you read, you listen to the word of God, you get some things which are going to touch your heart, which will convict you very much that no, it is true. This is the true word of God.
So it's beyond listening to the preacher.
It's beyond reaching to the preacher.
Now you listening to the word of God.
The word of God. At Thunberg Church, there's a person who encouraged me so much. Elder Monga. That Monga, he was a very good teacher in Sabbath school teaching. When we have Sabbath school lessons, the way he was presenting it, sometimes I could go back to him in the afternoon and say, no, can we go back and learn that lesson again? That's the thing which made me grow in the church. And the other things which made me grow in the church, the responsibilities in the church. Immediately I came in the church, I was chosen as Amos secretary. And I had interest. The elders like Elder Mananyao, Elder Spatunyana, Elder Evangelist Besa, those are the people who kept me in Tangala. They kept me in the church, they kept me as a brother. And they gave me responsibilities. I was always active in the church.
So if I'm getting you right, one, it's not, yes, it's part of the journey is you accept Christ.
Yes.
And now listening to him directly.
Yes.
And finally also being involved in his way.
Yes. And reading on your own. I have a very good library on the Word of God.
Okay.
I read a lot on the Word of God. When you read a lot, you find the things which are going to move you. There are books like If This Was the Last Day. You read, you go through that book. It will remind you how the real life things, as in, we don't want this life. At any time it can happen to you. Then when you die, what happens? I think there's nothing better I can do in life apart from doing God this way.
And this is a man who is full of experience. I'm sure a lot of us are learning from his wisdom. Now, Dr. Mines, I want you to talk to someone who's listening to us who maybe they've grown up in church. These people, regardless of their age, but for them, church, like for you, in the first place, you used to go to church, but there was no connection between you and God. What would be your words to such people? Maybe they are still out there and they are still taking things like alcohol, which are not okay for the temple of God.
I can tell them that Christianity is not an event. It's a livelihood. When you read the Word of God, when you understand the Word of God, when you are convicted of the Word of God, when you truly believe in what you have read and what you have understood. It's like a doctor who is in a hospital, who is attending to a patient, and he is not convicted that he is a doctor. Can he attend to the patient right? No. So to us who are in the church, most of us, we are born in the church, our parents are in the church, but we must be mindful that no parent can talk for you on your behalf before God to be convicted. It's a personal conviction. Your parents will teach you about the Word of God, but it's you now to seek to find the Word of God, to get convicted. And it's good that when you remain in the Church of God, even if you're not convicted, one time you'll be able. But the problem which is facing these days, most of us young ones, we don't even have time to listen to someone who is talking to us. It sounds boring. But if you have someone who knows, when someone is speaking the Word of God, have time to listen. When someone gives a teach about the word of God, spend time to read about it. Don't just go all the time go to the internet, to WhatsApp and Facebook. Spend time to read and read to understand. As you do that, you grow in your spiritual life.
Thank you. And what of someone who is out there, maybe they don't come to church, they've come across this what would be your words to them?
Those who are outside, my brother, my sister, you should know that life, we don't own life. This world comes to an end anytime. Once we remain in the house, there are a lot of things we are missing in the church. Had I joined the church early, even my life couldn't be like this. Because when I came in the church, I found I go to counsel. I thought the church was for poor people. I thought someone who is in the church can't even keep animals. Someone in the church won't have time to farm. Someone in the church can't do these other things. But outside there, come in the church, you find a good family. I thought enjoying is just drinking beer. Now I will enjoy with the word of God. I spend most of the time with my fellow believers doing God's work. It has helped me. It has made me make a concrete decision even when I do things. I'm positive because all the decisions I make them sober. I take time to think about them. Even to attend to my family, to attend my own programs, I spend time to think about it. No alcohol influence, no cigarette influence. On my own, I make a good decision.
Thank you so much. Are there any last words that you wish to
No,
say?
the last words, my brothers, I can say to you, this world is not ours. It's created by God, and God is the owner.
It's time for us to delight in Him.
And this is the time to delight in Him. This is the time to reflect about His creation. Because if He is the creator and we believe that He is the creator, one time you claim His creation.
Thank you once more. We have heard it. We are living in the last time where we need to once more go back to our Creator so that we continue to delight in Him, and always knowing that the things that we own are not ours, but rather we have been given responsibilities, including of our bodies, to take good care of them. It has been Elder Mainza, and I am Daliso Onja, part of the journey that we are on. May you continue to tag along, and may you continue to delight in Him. Bye.
Were it not
Thank you very much.
for grace.